What's up, guys? DK here with Collector's Impact, and today we're going to the Biblioplex. You got the big Biblioplex and the little Biblioplexes. So, yeah, this is a very random video for you guys. This is just kind of a fun video, a quick discussion on modern Magic cards, and this one card in particular. So this is just my personal little thing here. When I saw the Biblioplex card, I immediately loved it. I may be alone there, judging by the current market performance of this card. But hey, I'm a vintage player. I've been playing since the original days of the game. So I had Library of Alexandria, a few of them back in the day. I don't have any more because I'm an idiot, but what can I say? You know, stuff happens over the years. But yeah, this card is definitely a nice little homage to the Library of Alexandria card. The thing that I love about the card is that it doesn't come into play tapped. That's a huge benefit for this particular card. So in that regard, it is just like Library of Alexandria, comes into play untapped, taps for colorless mana, same as Library. Where they differ is this one costs 2 mana to activate its ability. Library of Alexandria is free to activate its ability. You just tap it. And with Library, if you have 7 cards even in your hand, you draw a card. You just draw a card. This one has a bit more strategy to it. You've got to pay to tap it. You get to look at the card. If it's an instant or sorcery, you put it in your hand. And if it's not, you can either burn it in the graveyard or you can put it back on the top of the deck, which is essentially a pseudo type of scry. There are just a lot of uses for this card, but that 2 mana cost is a huge hindrance. But judging by how people find combos and uses for cards in this game, I personally feel like this card is heavily undervalued in the current market. I think that there will be uses for it, especially in Vintage and Legacy. Definitely, well, especially Legacy and Modern. My gut tells me that this card is heavily undervalued, but I could 100% be wrong about that. This card could be total junk, and I'm just looking into it a little bit too hard, but that's what makes this play fun. So quick thing here is I basically have acquired a bunch of the same card. Now with Magic's the way that they do things right now, it's kind of weird how they have all these different versions, but I'll just flip through as I continue to talk. So here I've got 20 of each version of the card. So here's the standard one, and then sorry about that. So here's the standard one. And then we go into the foils. And then you get to see when you do this kind of a thing and buy multiple copies of the same card, you can see all the different printer variances. I don't know if I can show it on camera, but let's try, just for the sake of the video, since it's all the same damn card. So I will show you something really quick. So right here, if it will focus, geez, it's just so shiny. So this is a US printed version of the card, standard foil version. So this is what it looks like. It's more of a really dark and gritty kind of look. It definitely has some more matte kind of a finish to it. And then you've got the Belgium printed one here. And this one, I don't know, yeah, you can tell the difference even on camera. It's a softer type of foil. So you see that it's not as crazy shiny, which in a way is actually good when it comes to a card game. In my opinion, it's a little bit softer tone and color palette, and the actual material is slightly more glossy. So you can see the difference between the Belgium and the US printing of the same exact card. I personally like this more, but to each their own. Anyway, so I've got 20 of those, and then it goes into the full art non-foil version, 20 of those, and of course in the end, full art foil versions. Now at the time that I bought these, I've been buying them throughout May and in late April and early May. And throughout the month of May, I've just been picking them up when I can off a TCG Player and eBay and places like that. Yeah, they were, at least when I bought these. I haven't bought them in a couple weeks actually, so Maybe I'll buy some more in the future, but when I bought these 80 cards, they were very affordable for what they are. I mean, the regular card was like a quarter, and the foil version of the regular card was like 50 cents to $1, somewhere in that range. And the full art version was around $2, and the full art foil was like $5 or less. So when I saw those prices, I was like, yeah, I know they're not reserve list cards. I know Wizards can reprint these to oblivion, but what the heck? I mean, they're so affordable for what they are. I really like them. I'm definitely going to use them in some decks and cubes and stuff too. And of course, I don't normally buy try like a buyout type thing, which is impossible with this card anyway because it is printed to oblivion. It's still very much a new set, and it will be printed for the next 2 years. So yeah, there's no shortage of the card other than to say it is a rare slot card, and I personally opened multiple boxes of the set. Did a collector box and a set box, and those openings are on the channel, and I only pulled one of these cards from those boxes. Just one, and it was the standard version. So take that for what you will. When I saw how rare it was, when, I opened like $400 worth of product and only got one copy, versus going and buying 80 copies for less than the cost of those products, why not? Yeah, this is definitely more of a random video, but just a discussion and a type of tactic that people use, and that I am currently speculating with this one particular card on. And my opinion on it may change over time. It may turn out to be a total dud of a move, and whatever. The thing to really consider when doing something like that is the downside potential rather than the upside potential. I'm not trying to get rich or anything off of this play. I'm just trying to have a somewhat store value in the cards. And when it comes to Modern, like I said, they're not on the reserve list, so they can be reprinted to oblivion. But it's just, in my opinion, it's a little unlikely that this card will be less than 25 cents. I mean, it could go to 10 cents, sure, but in terms of, it could go to like 10 cents, or it could go to $2, $3, $4, $5 in the future. And it would be nice to have a bunch if they're $5 or more. So that's my thinking process behind this, and I just like the card. I'm like the GameStop people. I like the stock. I like the card. So, so there you go. If you found this video entertaining or informative, please give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content related to collectibles, not necessarily stuff like this, as this is a totally random video that I do, but anything regarding the collectibles market, Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, sports, Marvel cards, you name it, I cover it. So if you like that kind of thing, definitely subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you join the Collector's Impact. Thank you very much for coming by. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.